Morning YouTube, yes it's me, and I'm back again. Now, the reason I usually start these overnight camp videos by walking up this little hill is gratifyingly simple, just like me actually. It's just to show you how well hidden my little camp is from the path that the public use. And here it is, my little camp. Now, pardon me for coughing. It's not the coffin that carries you off, it's the coffin they carry you off in. As a friend of mine says, with monotonous regularity, much like me. Still, never mind, that's probably why we're friends. Now, I must apologise if my usual dulcet tones do not ring out with their usual bell-like clarity, because I am suffering from a little malady known as the common cold, which you would have thought, with all the millions of pounds / dollars at the availability, you'd think they'd have cured this damn thing by now, but there you go. Anyway, as you can see, this has just been a little overnight camp. Now, I realise that it doesn't exactly look up to my usual cathedral-like structural standards. Now, the reason for that is I didn't get here until gone 1 in the morning. It was pitch black. I only had my headlamp, and it was raining, and it was cold, and it was windy. It was great. I really like this time of year. Anyway, without further ado, let's get back to the important part, which is, obviously, this, the first cup of joe of the morn. So, without further ado, I shall get my cup, which is there. I shall just knock off the gas on the little Coleman. It's the Coleman F1 Lite. I've had it a lot of years now, but it's an exceptionally good stove, and it has seen me in good stead on many occasions. I just brought this out as opposed to the Meths or the Hobo Redneck stove for sheer convenience. Because first thing in the morning, I do not want to be faffing around like Fanny Craddock or Keith Floyd or even Stephen Fry advertising his wretched tea twining adverts. Or should that be twining tea adverts? All I want is a good hot cup of joe. And there it is. So, without further ado or ceremony, let's get in the hot water. There we go. Absolutely glorious. It's a shame you can't smell this, Ralph. As you say, there's no life before coffee, and by the powers, there's not much life around this damp, miserable morn. Still, here's an old friend, Mr. Spoon from Button Moon, just about to do the honours. And there's the ever-important brew, safely contained in my Swedish folding mug. Now, I'll just let that stew for a couple of minutes till I put the milk in. As you can see, Stephen, there's your US Army canteen, put to sterling service yet again. And I don't know if you can see it in the dark, so I will lift it out so you can see it. There's the container. And the fire was lit My ever faithful Zippo. Had that a number of years as well. Where my hand is, next to Mr. Spoon, is my homemade aluminium lid, made from the piece of pizza peel. And here's another old friend. I don't know if you remember him, newcomers, if there are any newcomers, if any new people actually watch this drivel that I laughingly call video. There's my £2 Coleman lantern from Leeds Market, and that came in main handy last night. I'll just take you on a little trip round camp, so to speak, whilst the Joe is coming to fruition. There's my Union flag. You note that I didn't say Union Jack because it's a Union flag, not a jack. It's only a Union Jack when it's actually flown on a jack, which is the little short spiky flagpole on the back of a ship. And as you can see, it's your basic lean-to design, which I'm quite fond of. If I can get in close, I'll attempt to show you a little bit of the year. This, as is, can be made out by the label, is my one and only sleeping bag. And I use it for everything. Now, I know it says extreme down to -3. I use this down to at least -12, because with the addition of this, which is a silk sleeping bag liner, it is very warm, even down to that, and in an emergency, obviously, even less. Now, my sleeping mat is of the foam closed cell variety, and just pull it out so you can see it. Here it is. Now, the more astute-minded of you will notice it is actually very thick. It's actually, in fact, 14 millimeters thick. And for anyone interested, that is the make Asklit, or Asserklit, however you would pronounce that. Not being Swedish, I'm not exactly 100% certain. But the mat itself I purchased from a chain store in the United Kingdom called Clas Ohlson, and it's about £7, and it's exceedingly good value, and it's double the thickness of any other mat at about half the price. So, on the theme of my cheapskate channel, as you would have noted, had you seen the channel trailer, abysmal though it is, much like me really, but then it would because I made it. If you'd noted the main qualities of my channel, you would know that cheapskate is what we do on this channel. Well, I say what we do, what I do, and you come along for the ride if you like what you see. And the ridgeline is just tied off to that big old tree there, and that slightly thinner one there, but sturdy all the same. Now, a lot of you will have noted that this is the usual spot that I come to, and by heck, didn't it take some finding in the dark last night with the wind and the rain and just the head torch. However, I digress. As I only get about 10 minutes video recording in one go, because I'm using my 2 million Pixie Elf camera on my cell phone, I'm just going to cut things short here and come back to you in part 2. If you can stand such an onslaught of information first thing of the morning. So thanks for watching, see you in part 2, and bye.